evening, race fans. Welcome to round 2 of the All-American ARCA Series. We're coming to you live, 1080p, 60 frames a second, brought to you by Team Goon Squad Broadcasting tonight at the virtual Phoenix Raceway. 250 kilometers around this very grueling racetrack in the hot summer sun. These guys are going to have a long night ahead of them. They've got 85% fuel, 3 additional sets of tires, no fast repairs tonight. So that's something a little bit different. They only run fast repairs on their bigger tracks, Talladega, Daytona, fun stuff like that. But we're going to get ready for qualifying to kick off. This is single car qualifying. We're going to follow along with Mr. Ryan Perkins, the number 8 machine, one of the first cars out of pit lane. Only 43 drivers make the main event here at the All-American ARCA Series. The benefit these drivers have tonight, only 36 entries tonight. Some guys opting to take a week off. So right now, people are still able to make the grid if they can put down a qualifying time. So in the near future, though, we're expecting to see some of the guys not making the main show here. We get to, I think there's over 50 cars that have actually joined the All-American ARCA Series, paid and got their way in. But for now, the guys are going to be able to make the main show. We're going to watch live time and scoring in the left hand of your screen. See where the qualifying times start clicking off here. Oh, that's Mr. Perkins. He puts down not a good time as he drills the wall. So far, you've got Alex Penn on top of the board, Kyle Hall, Zach Rogers, Spencer Dewsbury, a bunch of fast guys go out there setting their at least first lap. Perkins, I think, is going to unfortunately kind of throw away his qualifying with that get loose move. We're going to watch Spencer Dewsbury, our lone Canadian. It looks like, no, the fastest Canadian on the field right now. He clicks off a 28.01, but not quite able to get with Alex Penn's 28 flat. So it looks like most drivers are completing their qualifying runs. Fastest so far has been Christopher Heller with a 27.97. Really, really fast. Alex Penn currently in second in provisional pole. Dewsbury, Rogers, Barcusi is going to ring out your top 5. A lot of familiar faces up here tonight. We're going to see if these guys can manage to make the whole race as clean as they possibly can. Phoenix, a very, very tough track to master. It's one of those you think it's going to be easy, but it gets so loose out here. It makes it really hard to get around quickly. You'll see a lot of drivers coming out of 3 and 4 on their first laps, really lighting up those rear tires and seeing the back end slide around on them. Just a product of how slippery this racetrack is, but we're watching Bruce Pearson, the 22 machine. Another good talking point tonight. Drivers not permitted to use the dog leg. In the modern NASCAR races, you can't run that far inside line coming out of 1 and 2 and duck down the racetrack and kind of cut across there. But tonight with the All-American ARCA Series, that is off limits. You'll see some orange cones coming into your screen here very, very shortly. And those orange cones you're now seeing are to be treated as a brick wall from the drivers. If they go to the inside of those, unless they're avoiding a crash, they will be penalized heavily for cutting the track. So looking forward to guys riding as close as they can, the cones as they can, but not touching them. So Bruce Pearson, he clicks off a 28.67 his last time by. Can he improve it just barely to a 28.54? That's going to be good for 21st place. Less than a second separates our field. Tyler Evans, he's out on track. The number 15 machine. Only 30 cars have put down a qualifying time so far. So the rest of the field's going to kind of have to get on it here and click them off. A few of the guys are probably going to opt to start from the pit lane or at least the very back on purpose. Last week, our season opener at Daytona, an absolute caution fest as these drivers kind of get used to each other and see where the cars are going to settle. So maybe this week at Phoenix we'll have a little bit better racing and a little bit smarter driving is going to be what we're hoping to see. Nick Terrell in the 81 machine, always looking sharp out there. Terrell clicks off a 28.87, good enough for 27th spot. For the most part, the entire field is about within a second of each other. We got about 14 seconds left of qualifying. I don't think anybody else is going to go out for this one. I think that's going to be where it's settled. So 31 of the drivers put down qualifying times. About 5 drivers. Yep, 5 drivers opted not to. So Alec Burton, Josh Thompson, Tristan Varkowski, Craig Martin all elected not to put down qualifying times this go around. So let's get ready to grid here. Up front, it's going to be Johnny Eckert, Brandon Barkowski, Christopher Heller, Casey Carrington, Alex Penn, Spencer Dewsbury, Zach Rogers, Michael Vandermeed, James Silvers, Kyle Hall, Careless Thiel, Justin Ray will be bringing home our top 12, or starting our top 12. Next, you got Zachary Nurnberger, David Westergreen, Kai Morris, Matt Johnson, Dennis Weeks Jr., Patrick Hernandez, Andrew Neri, Josh Mayu, Cody McCorkle, Robert Mathis Jr., Bruce Pearson, Shane Gentry will round out the starting top 24. Then you got Curtis Martin, Stephen Thompson, Nick Terrell, Davis Warren, Tyler Evans, Devin Scroggins, Ryan Perkins, Josh Thompson, Tristan Varkowski, Alec Burton, Craig Martin, and Greg Snellbaker is going to bring home the absolute back of the field here. And tonight at the All-American ARCA Series, see if we can get that fixed right there. Will be 156 laps, 250 kilometers. Again, these guys have 85% fuel allotment, 3 additional sets of tires. There will be 1 green-white checker attempt. And as always, brought to you by Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, 1080p, 60 frames a second. I'm James East, the voice of the All-American ARCA Series. It is a great pleasure having you guys back as always. Looking forward to some more clean racing. So we're going to be watching Johnny Eckert, Brandon Barkowski. They're going to be our top 2 cars as they perform their formation laps. Again, this is round 2 of the series. Still a lot of points to be made. We've got Eckert, Proctor, and Martin. They're our top 3 for the points championships. But you'll notice Proctor's not here tonight, and I don't believe we saw Martin put down a qualifying time either. So, Curtis Martin, he's starting 26th tonight, so he's got a long way to go to try and bring some points home. But let's get ready to make it happen in Arizona. There are team points at play here as well, ladies and gentlemen, in case you forgot. Right now, Outlaw Racing's leading the points chase, followed by the PA Posse, and then the Spirit of Daytona Racing. That's our top 3 teams. So out of 8 teams, these guys are all fielding drivers trying to win the Grand Championship prize as well for their team points. As always, if you're watching from across the world, we greatly appreciate you. Thank you to everybody that leaves us a follow, a like. We couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you for supporting the series, telling your friends about it. Always good, high-quality entertainment here tonight. The pace car is in, though. Let's get it on. It's going to be Johnny Eckert, Brandon Barkowski out front. Eckert's going to be dropping low in that number 90 machine. Brandon Barkowski's following in tow the 25. Now we're going to want to watch the midfield here. The things are going to get exciting. It's going to be mid-pack coming around turns 3 and 4. You're watching Justin Ray. He's currently 11th. The field is absolutely stacked behind him. Not a lot of lines to work with. And there we go. Cars are around. Yellow flag is out. That's Mr. Thiel involved in an incident. Let's see if we get a replay on that one. Watch Thiel in the 01 machine. Just gets pinched by the 32, I believe. And then ARCA brakes like nobody's business. Instead of holding on the brakes, Thiel pulls right back into the racetrack and causes calamity for several of our drivers. See if we can get you an updated driver's list. Who all was involved in that? So Thiel gets pinched, gets the wall, decides to get back on the gas, get back out there. He's going to collect Tyler Evans, Tristan Varkowski, and Craig Martin all involved in that. And that'll be caution number 1 on lap 2. So Mr. Eckert, your current points leader, that's who you see out front right now. He's got about a 6-point gap over Mark Proctor, who was unable to make it due to family commitments this week, so he's going to be using this as an off week. Curtis Martin, who's currently running 24th, that's your 3rd place guy in points, so Martin's going to have a long way to go to try and bring it home and maybe get a little bit more points. Seeing Barkowski do something a little bit weird there. He's riding the inside line. Couldn't tell you why. Maybe just getting that TV time, getting the 25 machine on the best angle he can. He knows where the cameras are at. A few drivers going to come into pits, get some repairs after that first incident this early on. Then Craig Martin came in, Brandon Barkowski. No, that was just him getting triggered at the pit line when he came by. Devin Scroggins, he went in, fixed some damage. Nick Terrell. So a few drivers needlessly in the pits early on. Something that could have been avoided, wasn't. Now the fuel window for these drivers is around lap 70 under green flag conditions. So if that first couple laps is any indicator, they should be able to go a large portion of the race if this keeps going caution to caution to caution. Hopefully not. Hopefully the guys get the kinks worked out, let the cars tighten up, son, and then start clicking off laps. It's a very, very long way to go. Should be about lap 5 when we take the line for our green flag. So. Pace car is in. We're watching Johnny Eckert, Brandon Barkowski. The green flag is out. Eckert gets a huge, huge launch, and Barkowski's going to follow into tow. These guys are just going to hope the field can sort themselves out behind them. It's not the top 5 you have to worry about causing crashes early on right here. It's that mid-pack back where everybody's going 2 by 2 by 2 very, very far. So things can get very exciting very quickly. But Eckert's getting a huge run. He's starting to check out just a little bit over Barkowski, up to a 0.6-second gap. Now the question for Eckert is, how long can he go at that pace before tire wear becomes the issue? A lot of good driving going on in the back. We're looking at Dave Westergreen, announcer extraordinaire. He's in the 93 machine. He is in the thick of it right now. You can see just how many cars are around him. Not a lot of places you can go forward, backwards, or sideways, as everybody's doing their best to control the machines and just kind of hang on to it. One of the saving graces these drivers have right now, though, is when everybody's single file like this, it slows down the pace just a little bit. These guys from overcooking it too much, which in theory will calm things down. In theory. Michael Vandermeer in the 7th machine, he's trying to chase down Casey Carrick's league owner, but here comes Zach Rogers. He's going to dive it down the inside. Can he make it stick? I think he'll be able to. He does going into the next corner. That's Zach Rogers in the number 16 Chevrolet, moving up 1 spot to 7th. Absolute packed field out here tonight. Still have 32 drivers on the lead lap, 3 cars in the pits trying to fix some pretty big damage. If we can just sit here and click them off a little bit, we're going to be looking pretty good. There's Casey Carrington in the number 9 machine. He's getting chased by Zach Rogers. Rogers, a man on a mission, pushing pretty hard pretty early. So good to see Rogers racing clean, making up some spots here. Carrington, he's down 2 spots from where he started. Started off 4th, currently in 6th, but he could have tire wear in the back of his mind. Before the race, some of the drivers were telling us about 1 lap was good for 1% tire wear, so I'm just a broadcaster. You can do the math. You figure they do 50, 60 laps. Those are some very, very worn out tires where everybody can get really, really tight. There goes Casey Carrington. He's going to yield the spot to Zach Rogers, tucked back in line. And Rogers will be good for another spot, moving up to 6th. Up front, you still have Eckert up. Caution is out. It's going to be Robert Mathis Jr. is involved. Tristan Barkowski. Let's get a replay on that one. So watch Mathis Jr. He's in the 92 machine. That was an odd crash. Not sure if the 86 of Barkowski came up or what happened there. Watch that one once more. So you're on board with Robert Mathis Jr., the 92 machine. We're watching the 86. I'm not sure on that. I'm not sure if the 86 was coming up one way or the other. That's going to be a big, big hit for Robert Mathis Jr. and Tristan Barkowski. That's going to put them both in the pits for quite a while, I'm afraid. That's going to bring out the second caution for the 9th. Johnny Eckert still up front. Brandon Barkowski in second. Christopher Heller third. Alex Penn moves up to 4th. Spencer Dewsbury, that's going to bring home our top 5. The casualties keep collecting. It's only 30 drivers on the lead lap at this point. 13 into it. If I'm doing my math right, we're about 13% of the race. Nah, that can't be right. I think we saw one driver getting a lucky dog there, so unfortunate to see it going on that early into it. Interesting to see what race control is going to call that one as, but just a very unfortunate incident. Going to collect 2 cars, and Barkowski's going to be 2 laps down. But we're going to do 1 lap under single file, then get ready to put them 2 by 2 once more. Current hard chargers tonight, though. I believe we got Patrick Hernandez. He's up 6 spots. Josh Thompson in the 51 machine. He's up 9 or 10 spots now. So some of the guys making pretty big moves. Davis Warren, he's up 9 spots. Greg Snellbecker, he's up 10. So I think the name of the game here is just kind of ride around, have a good time, check your mirrors, and stay clean for the first 140 laps or so. They get some fresh tires and come out and push, push, push. But right now, it's going to be a game of patience for all of our drivers. We're 15 laps in. We're going to form them up 2 by 2 once more. It's going to be once again Eckert and Barkowski. They're going to be your front row. We haven't seen Eckert get great launches all night, pushing really, really hard. Not sure if tire wear is going to be a factor for him or not. Or if we start seeing guys maybe pit around that lap 40 window if we ever get to it at this rate. Pace car is in. Let's watch Johnny Eckert. Eckert's been getting spectacular launches all night long. driving out of our top 5. Everybody seems pretty content, hopping in their groove, running single file for a little bit. You get midway back to the pack at the top of your screen, you see guys a little bit more dicey trying to get positions sorted out. These guys have been practicing hard all week trying to avoid that snap loose that some of the guys have been having. We're watching 10th place Patrick Hernandez. He's currently running the number 19 paint scheme out here. He's followed by Michael Vandermeet, James Silvers, Dennis Weeks Jr. This is going to be your battle for 10th right now. Just an absolute hornet's nest of drivers. These are the guys working out some different groups, trying to get it sorted back there. We see Andrew Neri, he passes Kai Demarest for 16th. What an absolute fleet of drivers here. This year battle for 13th right now between Dennis Weeks Jr. He gets around James Silvers, but for how long? Matt Johnson trying to make it 3 wide. Weeks drops low, he goes high. Are we going to see Silvers dive it in here? He thinks about it in the 61 machine or two. That's Matt Johnson diving down low. Thinks about it, decides against it. So we're 20 laps in. Tires are going to start falling off for some of the field. I do believe a lot of the guys are taking it a little bit easier due to the close proximity of everybody. They're not pushing as hard as they did in qualifying or in practice because there's so much more to lose. Again, no fast repairs here tonight. So if you make one incident or you're involved in an incident, it's not even your fault. You're kind of in trouble. We see a battle for 17th forming up. That's between Davis Warren Jr. and Kai Demarest. Demarest in the 10 looks low. Can't go too low on the dog leg or you'll get penalized. Oh, number 10 looks like he gets a little bit loose there, but he might just be carrying the perfect amount of slip angle around that section of the racetrack. I think Warren is going to get clear of Demarest. Warren is up 11 spots so far. I'm sure about the jinxie here with the commentator's curse, but for the most part, these guys are running a little bit cleaner than I thought they would as the run develops. Ooh, look at that pass. That's number 16, Zach Rogers. He's on the inside. So is Spencer Dewsbury battling with Alex Penn to his right. Dewsbury's going to try and keep running that low line, but Penn's able to carry a little bit more speed up high. Oh, they make contact. Alex Penn keeps it gathered up. He's going to try and drop in behind Dewsbury here. They're on the ragged edge. Come out and start finish line straight. Let's see, does Alex Penn have something for Dewsbury, or is Dewsbury going to gain the position and keep it? Kyle Hall in the 87 machine, he's right toe as well. He sees these guys going back and forth. He wants a piece of it. Alex Penn, he's a go-kart driver. He's a novice SCCA driver. He's got real-life experience. Even his bio says, hey, I drive fast things. Let's see if Alex Penn can hold on to it here. He's got Kyle Hall all over him. Hall going to dive down the inside. Not sure if he's going to carry the speed to make it stick or if Penn's going to be able to drop down low. Here comes Hall. He's going to run it in there. And he's going to get clear of Alex Penn. Let's take it back to Davis Warren. He just got around Andrew Neri. Warren is up 13 spots so far. That's more than anybody else on the racetrack. So Warren driving that 70 machine as hard as he can. Making some pretty good passes so far. Warren from Texas, he's no stranger to the sim. He's been around for a while. That McConey setup, the Macon setup shop sponsor, running clean. the most part, very impressed with the driving so far. Daytona, I think it was a caution every 7 or 8 laps kind of deal, 8.33. I think what Race Control came up with as their math on how often we were having cautions. The guys keeping a little bit better at Phoenix. I think the track might have scared everybody so bad. It's such a slippery track until the tires are really worn in. Everybody was terrified to death to be the one that kind of got loose coming out in the 4 and sent the car spinning around. Now as we see drivers come in for tires maybe lap 40 to 50 if they're dropping off the pace too bad, things can rapidly get more exciting. Most of the drivers still within a second of their best lap times of the session. So that's twofold. The tire wear, they've been driving for tire wear since the very beginning, so nobody's pushing extremely aggressively off the get-go. And with this tight track with all these drivers, nobody's allowed to really open her up and let her rip. So that's going to help with the tire wear just a little bit. Brandon Barkuski from Southampton, Pennsylvania, though, he's doing a great job at the 25 machine. He's been riding around in second, having a great time. Clicked off a 29.07 his last time by, so that's actually going to be a little over a full second slower for Barkuski. So let you know how much tire wear is coming into effect as Barkuski comes into lap traffic. That's going to be Ryan Perkins in the 8 machine. Perkins yields the high line, does a good job getting out of the way for the fast cars, so well done to Perkins. He's going to go a lap down, but we'll put him in lucky dog position, I believe. The name of the game here is who can stay with the lowest average lap times along this green flag run. You can put down the fastest lap of the race, but if you cook your tires in 3 laps, it doesn't do you much good. Right now, it's been the Johnny Eckert show. Eckert doing a 28.88 his last time by, doing a good job saving tires. He's from Long Island, New York, in the 90s machine. He's also dealing with his fair share of lap traffic. So it looks like Eckert's doing a little bit better job of keeping the tires underneath them, not blowing them too early on. Now Eckert, he's with Outlaw Racing as well. So Outlaw Racing is currently winning the team points by 23 points. So Outlaw had a dominant week at Daytona. Behind them, they've got PA Posse. They're in second place. They're 23 points down. So those guys have a long way to go to try and get some points back. But if Eckert can keep dominating like this, the rest of the teams may be in trouble. Now with the All-American ARCA Series, you get I believe it's the average points or combined points of your top 2 drivers count for team points. And some of these guys are only running a 2-man team. Some teams are 4 cars to try and weight their average a little bit, kind of hedge their bets. Lap traffic, though, doing a great job, respectfully getting out of the way, letting the leader by clean. Be your race leader. He's getting around Tyler Evans, who's at least 1 lap down here. Something's going on in the back. We see Andrew Neri involved in a moment. He's dropping on the leaderboard like an absolute rock. Not sure if he came into pit or something happened there. On here at the back of the field, something's happening. Neri may be kind of getting out of the way for lap traffic, or he might have had a scary moment, not really sure what happened there. Neri, he's behind his teammate Ryan Perkins, the number 8 machine. Perkins is 1 lap down, so he'll yield the position pretty early on, especially to a teammate. We say that, it looks like he drops low and almost pinches Neri. Perkins with a big lift, he's going to let the car by the 654 machine, try and let him get back up there. Not sure what happened to Neri, but he did drop down the rankings aggressively. Oh boy, look at Zach Rogers. He's navigating traffic here. 60 machine. He's about half a second back from second place. Brandon Barkowski does not want to get stuck battling with lap traffic right here. So 16 to 18, you see on your screen, that's Zach Rogers, Christopher Heller. They're racing for third place right now. Heller within striking distance. That lap traffic did compact that field just a little. Not sure if these guys are going to battle any or if they're going to fall along in tow. Zach Rogers also sees Brandon Barkowski in front of the 25 machine. Having that carrot in front of you makes things a little bit easier to push a little bit harder, dig a little bit deeper, and keep going. We had an errant pit cone there. Somebody testing the limit of the quote-unquote brick wall that race control is enforcing with that dogleg rule. A lot of exciting moments across our leaderboard here. We see Cody McCorkle, he's going back and forth and see if we can get a camera angle on McCorkle. Now McCorkle just came in 15. That may be what it was. Not sure what's going on there. His lap time is going absolutely terrific. Number 18, Christopher Heller, he's running fourth, down one spot from starting in third. All of these guys now at least 1 second off of their best time so far in the session. Lap 42 on a set of tires. It's a pretty long way. Very surprised that these top guys are staying out, but they know, hey, I've got the pace. I'm faster than everybody behind me right now. Let's keep this track position so they can stay out there. And if and when there's a caution, you might see the guys come in and get things sorted out, put on some fresh tires. It would be spectacular if we made it to a green flag pit stop. That would be an All-American ARCA first for sure. If these drivers are getting the kinks ironed out. Phoenix, a very, very hard track to get it ironed out at too. I think the saving grace right now for everybody is everybody's so tight with that front right burning off and slowed down the field so much. You can't do any crazy passing here. From our Twitter page, we see Ian Creed. He's cheering for Jerome. So good to see the fans and friends tuning in, supporting their favorite drivers from across the world. Good clean racing here. We're always impressed. We love seeing green flag runs. Allows drivers to work on strategy just a little bit. Here comes Zach Rogers, though. He's on the tail end of Brandon Barkowski. He wants that second place spot. Demarest, he comes in the pit lane, he's going to grab tires, go for the undercut. We have another Twitter feed coming in from Blaze Andrich. He's rooting for Kai Demarest. Demarest, this is his first round in the All-American ARCA Series. Wasn't able to make the season opener at Daytona. Is coming out tonight for his debut. Demarest not having a great race right now. He's down to 30th right now as he's in pit lane. But for a season debut, he's keeping the car relatively clean. That's an accomplishment in itself, I would say. Your second and third place making their way through lap traffic. That's Brandon Barkowski, Zach Rogers. They're trying to get around the number 50 of Greg Snell Baker, I believe is how you say his last name. Baker doing his best, holding the line, try and let these guys pass when he's given the opportunity. So Ian Cree sends an update tweet. He's rooting for Andrew Neri in the 654 machine. Neri had bad luck at Daytona last week, trying to make up some points this week, but he's got fans from across the world, maybe some friends out from Ohio, maybe Canada, but always good seeing the supporters. Here comes the pass. Oh, they get a little bit of contact. They get sideways. He holds on to it. Zach Rogers gets into the side of Barkuski and doesn't make it stick. That's going to allow Christopher Heller to squeeze on by. So good on Zach Rogers, able to save it. The car was so tight he couldn't make that pass that he wanted to. But well done. Avoid a caution. Yellow flag is out. That's going to be Kai Demarest causing it. Let's get the instant replay on that one. Demarest, the number 10 machine, I believe he just came out of pits with fresh tires. His team nickname is Outlap, so let's see what he has going on here. Does he get a little bit of loose, or does he get help from someone else out there? Demarest is going to go into 4. And this is, I'm willing to bet he just gets snapped loose here. These cars so loose. There he goes, Tokyo Drift style. He's full wheel lock. Once he realizes it can't be saved, he's hard on the brakes. Can he keep it off the wall? Can he avoid getting hit in an ARCA series? That's another great question. Looks like Kai Demarest is going to do a good job keeping it off the wall. Does the right thing, locks it up. Unfortunately, that was a brand new set of tires that are going to be good and flat spotted at this point. So well done to Demarest for having the know-how. Hey, lock it up, don't hit the wall, save the car. Get back out there and try and do it again. So that is going to initiate a pit cycle for our leaders. Pretty much everyone coming in here. You're going to see a few cars that just came into pit lane. I know Andrew Neri, Ryan Perkins, those guys just had a pit cycle themselves, so that may help get them on the lead lap here. We're going to look at the top of the board now. I believe pretty much everyone's in pit lane for the most part. Johnny Eckert shows his live time this morning, his first place, and he might have been able to get back out there. He did take 4 tires and fuel. Third caution of the night, lap 52. Like we said earlier, once those pit strategies get a little bit mixed up, you've got guys on fresh tire going back out. They've been used to driving at 75% for the last 20, 30 laps due to the tire wear. You go out on a set of freshies, and the next thing you know, that car can whip around you. So it looks like Eckert is going to be in first as they cross the start-finish line, trying to catch up to the pace car. Should be a bunch of machines in front of them trying to get that wave around. At least I'll assume they get away from. That's a bunch of cars in front of Eckert right now. What the running order is. I'm very not quite sure how the wave rounds and stuff are going to come into effect. But it looks looks like about 24, 25 drivers are on the lead lap now. Those guys will get the wave around, so it's going to be Johnny Eckert and Christopher Heller's up front now. Casey Carrington moves up to third. Brandon Barkuski, he's back to fourth. Spencer Dewsbury fifth will be your running order as the pace car gets ready to come in. Pace car is in. Eckert's been getting huge launches all night long. Another caution is out. It's going to be Michael Vandermeed is involved. Let's see if we can get a replay on Vandermeed. Shane Gentry involved as cars are going to be scattering back there. So you're watching Vandermeed. He's the number 7 machine. Not quite sure what's going to cause this one. And Vandermeed is in the number 7. He's on the left side of your screen. I believe that's a Pabst Blue Ribbon paint scheme. It is. Pabst Blue Ribbon. When you have no other options, but you still need a beer, Pabst Blue Ribbon steps out the rear. That one's for free. So Michael Vandermeed gets a little bit loose. Sends it around, just like we saw Demarest do. Demarest, these guys are all on new tires. Gets into the wall, unfortunately. A little bit of aero damage on the rear. I think he saves the front of the car. Now, it also showed Shane Gentry involved, so I'm not sure if Vandermeed rolls back. No, there goes Gentry in the 26 machine. Let's see if we can find Gentry in our list. So not quite sure what happened to Gentry. We'll try and get a replay on his angle as well. Maybe he just took an alternative line trying to get out of the mix of things. There's Shane Gentry in the 26. Looks like he just got a little bit too much apron, maybe trying to avoid a potential crash, and he locks it up and keeps the car shiny as well, so that's great news for him. And cautions breed cautions on lap 56, so we're on lap 57, fourth caution of the night. That is going to allow a few drivers to get some lucky dogs, maybe get back in the mix of it. 26 cars on the lead lap. Alright, we just got an update from our friendly Twitter feed piped into our YouTube chat. Always appreciate it. Patty Heller lets us know it's Barkuski in the 25 machine. So my apologies to the Barkuski family and team. We'll get that right going on in the future. And we all appreciate our fans letting us know how to say it proper. Here we we go. Pace car should be coming in. Now they're going to go one more time by, maybe an extended yellow for this one as we get the drivers sorted out. Seven drivers on the lead lap. Everybody trying to click off, score some points. But Johnny Eckert, he's been a whole shot machine here tonight. He's had plenty of opportunities to practice. Let's watch as the pace car comes in. Eckert's expecting to get another huge launch. For the number 18 machine, Christopher Heller, he wants to stay with him. These guys on relatively fresh tires. They only made it about 7 or 8 laps under green last time by. Pace car is all the way in. Now it's up to Johnny Eckert. He hits the throttle. Here comes Casey Carrington, the 9 machine. He gets a great drive as well. Christopher Heller on the inside line, hold on to it as Carrington swings way wide. The alternative line. Here comes Barkuski. He's coming as well. A 25 machine using every little bit. Destroys our blend line cone there. I think it might be 7. That almost might be a strike. He got almost every single pin there. Might have left a split at the end, but don't think that's bonus points. Carrington doing a great job. League owner, head promoter, he's doing fantastic. Kyle Hall, he's out there in the 87 machine, one of the other admins here at the All-American ARCA Series. So these guys do have race control in effect, so there's somebody in the booth watching these replays, assigning EOLs if they're warranted, if they're not a race incident. Somebody makes maybe a bit of a boneheaded move, but allows these guys to get out there and race as well, have a good time. That's what it's all about. Is surround yourself with 43 of the best ARCA racers in the world, having a good time, trying to run as clean as you possibly can. So always a good time here at the All-American ARCA Series. Well, Tyler up at the 15 machine, he's dropping into pit lane. He's trying to get something sorted out. Look at Christopher Heller. He's a man on a mission. The 18 machine's chasing down the 90 of Johnny Eckert. Guys are clicking off close to their best sessions or times of the session, so no tire saving going on here. They've got freshies. They're going to use all the rubber that's given to them. You can see this back end of those ARCA cars step a little bit loose there. High horsepower. It's easy to light up the rear tires on these things and spin it around. Good battle for the lead shaping up. Not sure if Heller's going to be content following Eckert around for a bit. Maybe see what Eckert has in his back pocket as far as speed goes. Heller running that beautiful butt kicker painted number 18 machine, doing a good job. Christopher Heller, another driver from New Carlisle, Ohio, doing a great job out there. I mean, good to see him up there. Heller's, he's only up one spot, but he is all over the rear of Johnny Eckert. For the most part, Eckert's been running uncontested for the majority of the night. Good, clean racing. Drivers absolutely hanging it out right there. Got somebody in the Twitter pipe to YouTube asking how some of the Goon Squad drivers are doing. I believe we've got Andrew Neri. He's in 23rd. You've got Kai Demarest 29th, and then Ryan Perkins in 32nd. So those guys having a rough night tonight, but I think for the most part they've kept it relatively clean. I don't think, for the most part, been pretty good crashes tonight. Most incidents have been single car collisions. Somebody gets a little bit loose, maybe gets a little bit nudged. So as far as the expectations tonight are going, a little bit better than we thought it would. After Daytona, it was a lot of cautions, a lot of spectacular crashes. So I think with these drivers knowing, hey, no fast repairs available, kind of tone it down a little bit, realizing, hey, you got to be here at the end to win it. If you junk your car early on, you are in big trouble. I don't think anybody's told first and second, Johnny Eckert and Christopher Heller. They've got a big gap over Brandon Barkuski. He's in third, about 1.8 seconds off of this lead two-pack car, and they are driving right now. Barkuski, he's got a few really good drivers behind him. He's got Casey Carrington, Zach Rogers, Kyle Hall, Spencer Dewsbury all in tow. A lot of really fast guys behind him, so he's going to hang on, see how it goes. Very impressed with the caliber of driving, especially these runs develop, the cars tighten up. I think guys get a little bit less likely to push super hard. You got Johnny Eckert and Christopher Heller in your screen right now. Both these guys are about 0.6 seconds off their best lap times of the session. The tire wear is starting to come into play as the tires are just about 21 laps old. About 18 or 19 are under race pace. They've got a big gap on the rest of the field, over just about 2 seconds here. I mean, good racing all the way around. This is your battle for 10th right now. Matt Johnson, he's right in front of David Westergreen, followed by Justin Ray and Josh Mayu. And that is a fleet of cars in the mid-pack. Westergreen, a pro announcer, pro racer. It's good to see him out there driving instead of calling a race. So very good seeing Westergreen. He's always a fan favorite. And that is a big field. You've got Justin Ray, Patrick Hernandez. They're all in the mix. Hernandez got Josh Mayu all over him. Mayu drove in really deep, didn't have the corner speed out though. Hernandez from Fort Worth, Texas, in the 19 machine, driving great. But Josh Mayu, he's been having great pace behind him. Mayu is in the 02 machine. He's running all black numbers on a black paint scheme. That's a brave move. Cotton makes it really tough to call out your car and sponsors. We're just going to assume that his car is covered in sponsors, and we just can't read them. This is your battle for about 13th. I mean, honestly, between 10th place and 15th is packed. We also have a back and forth battle going on for 28th. Now, it's not so much of a battle. It's just Alec Burton. He's having a little bit of connection issues, so it's showing him on and off of live timing and scoring. I think Casey Carrington, he gets involved in a little bit of incident. Zach Rogers and Barkuski are going to try and get around him. Rogers dives it down the inside. Carrington's got nowhere to go with the number 9 machine. He's going to tuck in, and now he's got his friend and confidant Kyle Hall right behind him. So you're getting a few of these guys in the mix that are very comfortable driving close, driving aggressively with each other, and not afraid to use that bumper if they have to. As we approach the halfway mark, though, everybody's been keeping it very clean. Like we said, all the incidents were kind of single car incidents or just a little bit of bad luck. So good to see these green flag runs developing. We're going to take you on board with Casey Carrington for a couple laps. Just listen to these cars. You can hear how early they left one of the corners to try and slow that car down so they can make it with worn out tires. We'll just let you listen for a moment. That was Casey Carrington, the number 9 machine. You can hear just how much they're having to back off that throttle around this racetrack to keep the tires underneath them and from pushing wide of the racetrack. Carrington, he's getting around lap traffic right there, so lap guys are going to hold the high line, try to let the fast guys through, trying not to get passed on both sides, or split as we call it. With Zach Rogers now, he's chasing down Barkuski, trying to make something happen. That's your battle for third right now. As always, we'd like to appreciate everybody tunes in across the world. Thank you guys for giving a like to the video. You give follows to the channel or subs, this is what it is on YouTube. That helps us grow, helps promote these fine young racers from all across the world, and helps support your favorite driver. So greatly appreciate all you guys, everybody that tunes in, roots for somebody, lets us know if we're mispronouncing a name, and enjoys the action as we do. And just like that, Barkuski is going to get shuffled back one spot. Zach Rogers is going to take the spot for third. Can Barkuski retaliate? He's kind of stuck on that high line there. Casey Carrington, he wants it on as well. He's going to run that low line, try and get up in there. A little bit of smoke in front of these drivers. Maybe somebody came to the pits aggressively. Oh, this is good, tight racing. Barkuski, we haven't seen him run on that line all night tonight. Looks to be a little bit slower as Casey Carrington gets the inside as well. Can Carrington make it stick here going to the next corner? I think he does. That is absolute trust with your friends right there. Being able to drive it that hard, that deep, side by side for almost a full lap now. And what that's going to do as well, that's going to allow the pace to slow down just a little bit. You see Spencer Dewsbury, our current fastest Canadian. He's trying to get up into the mix on this as well. Dewsbury, he's about 1.6 back from Zach Rogers right now, who's focused in your camera. Casey Carrington looks like he gets clear of Barkuski, but now Spencer Dewsbury, he's going to be able to catch a draft. He's going to try and get there, and here comes Barkuski on the inside. See if he can return the favor to Carrington. I don't think he's going to be able to make it stick this time by, but he's eyeing it. He wants it. Both of these guys making the racetrack as small as they possibly can without breaking the track limits. That's those orange cones. Ryan Perkins, he's coming into pit lane. He'll be out of pit lane. So he's in there for about 9 minutes, it looked like. Perkins must have had something going awry. Looks like Alec Burton, he's also in the mix. The number, I believe it's the 3 machine in that white paint scheme. Yes, Alec Burton, the number 3. He's got fresh tires. He's going to intermingle with these lap cars. There's Kai Demarest, I believe he's 1 lap down. He's going to drop down the apron, let these racers by as quickly as he can. Well done to Demarest. All these guys are out there trying to score some points, stay out as long as they can. Even if it's not a good race for you, you got to stay out there, keep pushing as we see Ryan Perkins on the outside of your screen. The number 8, he's dodging and weaving, trying to hold a great line, let people by. And just like that, that battle for 4th tightens up. So it's going to be Brandon Barkuski out front, Casey Carrington, and Spencer Dewsbury all trying to catch Barkuski and see if they can whittle him down, try and get that 4th place spot. another green flag run going on here. These guys pitted on lap 51. We were told that the fuel window is about 70 laps if they can stay out. So we are about 30 laps to a next pit cycle if the guys can keep it green. We got folks across the world. They're cheering on the number 77 machine, as well as Silver's in the 7. That's Spencer Dewsbury, the current fastest Canadian. He's running 6th place right now. Has not really gained or lost any positions on live time and score, and he started 6th, and he's still in 6th, so it's good to see Dewsbury out there putting down great work. And then 17, James Silvers, he's right behind Dewsbury. He's somebody else that's getting love from across the world. So Silvers, he's up 2 spots, currently running 7th place. The Waynesville, North Carolina native, great to see Silver running clean. He's got friends cheering him on from the grandstands. And a very good run tonight, so well done to Silver. He's going to start catching that pack there. Carrington and Barkuski right in front. All of these guys are on the same pit strategy so far. It looks like pretty much your top 10 has all pitted on lap 51. Everybody's on the same set of tires trying to make it last as we approach lap 94 the next time they come by. Johnny Eckert got a huge 2.81 seconds above Christopher Heller right now. Eckert putting on a clinic in the 90 machine. Eckert again, he won Daytona. He's looking great for Phoenix. He just got to keep chipping off laps here. As Eckert was almost a half second faster than 2nd place Heller right now. So it is in Eckert's best interest for everybody to keep it tidy so he can keep going green. That's what he can hope for right now. You see Heller, he's got a lap car between himself and Eckert. That's going to be the number 50 machine in front of him, who is a lap down, Greg Baker, excuse me. Good to see some nice clean racing. So again, we're here at Arizona, Phoenix Raceway for the 250-kilometer event. Next week, you can join us at the California 200. We'll be at Auto Club Speedway Oval. It's going to be 100 laps. Again, hot conditions for all these drivers. Then we've got the Las Vegas 200. That's going to be on June 25th. Las Vegas Motor Speedway at night. That'll be 200. 134 laps, 200 miles. And then we'll get a week off for Independence Day, where we all go hang out July 4th with our friends, family. We'll probably still be doing a little bit of racing, just not officially on the All-American ARCA series. It is one big dysfunctional family here, so all these guys, friends on and off the track. We have a bunch of fun together, calling the races, banging doors against each other. Always a great time. Cycle back to the battle for 4th here. That's Casey Carrington, Spencer Dewsbury, James Silvers, Brandon Barkuski. He's down to 7th, so Barkuski kind of slipping away just a little bit as his tires fall off. He might have pushed too hard too early on. You're going to really appreciate the smoke going into 4 as some of the drivers are coming into pits a little aggressively. That is going to be Ryan Perkins' last car that left pit lane. They're getting a little bit dicey now. These guys are wanting to try and push hard, but with these tight cars, it's really tough to do. Right now, you can separate Casey Carrington in 4th and Brandon Barkuski in 7th by less than a second. James Silvers, he's the mix on the outside, but look at Spencer Dewsbury. He's going to the inside, trying to get by Silvers. Behind him, Barkuski. Looks like Dewsbury is going to get the pass there. I think it's lap traffic number 51 machine. 51, that's going to be Josh Thompson. And things may sort themselves out just a little bit here. Do have people across the world chiming in, cheering on the 86. That's going to be Tristan Markowski. Unfortunately, though, Markowski is out in this race after some early trauma early on. He is going to have it parked. So, unfortunately, Markowski having a rough night. He's going to be out. I don't think he's going to be coming back after involved in a big incident early on tonight. Still eking around lap traffic there, taking it nice and easy. You don't want to collect yourself with somebody, especially if you don't have to. Dan Silvers, though, 17, he's trying to work on Casey Carrington. These guys are running very similar lap times. Silvers actually 0.3 seconds faster than Carrington that last time by. So Silvers maybe saving a little bit of tires here, getting ready to strike. As we're about 52 laps since their last pit stop. So if what we are told about fuel limits is true, about a lap 115 to 120, you may see drivers coming in for 4 tires of fuel for the final time. We're watching the battle for 4th place. Seems like most of the drivers have been willing to take it a little bit easier here and push a little bit less aggressively than we saw at Daytona. A lot more finesse goes into driving around Phoenix than it does holding it wide at a plate track. Different types of tough, but this one definitely shows a driver's technique a little bit more. It's allowed a lot of cars to stay out of big incidents that we saw at Daytona. Daytona, an absolute bloodbath with not nearly the green flag runs that we're seeing tonight here at Phoenix Raceway. Oh, there goes Silvers diving it down the inside. Carrington, does he have anything for him? I don't think he does. Gets right in the bumper, but nowhere to go. Silvers makes the pass, and he makes it clean. As you see Carrington get just a little bit loose coming out of that corner, giving it all the gas she has. That's going to be one more spot for Silvers. Now, unfortunately for Silvers, he's got Zach Rogers ahead of him in third, 2.7 seconds ahead. And Rogers is clicking off about half a second faster lap times right now. So if Silvers can ride around here, get some good distance on Carrington, maybe make up a little bit of time on Zach Rogers. If we get another caution or a chance for a green flag pit window, that's going to help him out immensely. Cody McCormick, number 2 machine. He's chased by David Westergreen and Curtis Martin. Martin making a good pass in the 04. Martin, he's up there in the points, but right now running 18th. This is not the night he wants to have. Our second fastest Canadian right now. Martin in a very big battle with David Westergreen. Westergreen, the 93 machine, dove it down the inside. Look out, Martin. Here comes Robert Mathis Jr., the 92 machine. He's going to try to gain a spot as well. But look at Robert Mathis Jr. diving down the inside. He's tight. He holds on to it. Curtis Martin around the outside. Can Martin carry the speeder? Is his rear tire's too far gone? It's going to be a drag race down start-finish line. Martin can't aggressively tip in here like he wants to. He manages to get clear of Robert Mathis Jr. In front of him, an absolute parking lot. Westergreen gets a little bit loose, dives down the apron. He's going to lose a lot of time there. There goes Curtis Martin. He's going to gain that spot back from Wester Green. Can Robert Matthews also make it around? He does not. He's behind Wester Green now. Guys, this is your battle for 16th and 17th right now. This isn't for the lead. These guys are pushing really, really hard for every point they possibly can. Curtis Martin, he is up 8 spots. Wester Green down 4. But just absolute great racing from start to finish. That's what you get here at All-American ARCA. A bunch of very talented drivers. No one here very slow by any stretch of the imagination. These guys are giving it their absolute all, driving as hard as they can, pushing as hard as they can. It lets you appreciate the absolute talent of this field as we get a little bit of waltz. Oh no! Is that team? Oh, who is that? That's the 26 machine. Shane Gentry and Ryan Perkins involved. So we're on board with Shane Gentry right now. Perkins just misses a shift and gets absolutely ran over by Shane Gentry. Oh my goodness. Let's watch that once more from a different angle, but that was violent. Hopefully Perkins is all right after that one, but you're watching 26 Shane Gentry. Not sure what happened there. Perkins checked up, might have missed a shift. Let's listen into, let's get an onboard with Perkins and see. Listen to Perkins' car right here. So Perkins checks up, somebody hits the wall in front of him, lifts and just gets absolutely ran over. Oh my goodness. So that is going to trigger the pit cycle for all of these guys. And we're going to run a quick commercial break with our featured driver of the race, Mr. Andrew Neri. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So that was our featured driver of the night, Mr. Andrew Neri. Neri currently running 22nd place in the 654 machine. And that footage of Neri and his driver profile spot is something we're going to be doing more often for drivers here at the All-American ARCA Series. We're still talking to the admin, see if we can maybe work something out for maybe a prize for a certain driver if they do a certain thing. So still talking to the admins about that, and we're going to try and get it rolling. And that footage lets you know just how tough of a weekend it was for Neri and a lot of the drivers last week at Daytona. An absolute meat grinder out there. We're going to take it back out front. It's still Johnny Eckert, Christopher Heller, James Silver, Zach Rogers, Casey Carrington will be your top 5 on the restart. With our 5th caution of the night. But we're in the home stretch, so pretty much every driver came into pit lane, took 4 tires. They took full fuel. So now, in theory, they can make it to the end. But will there be more cautions, or are we good to go green? That was a very good green flag run. Very proud of our drivers tonight. We like to see it. Let's get ready for that pace car to come in, and here we go. Eckert gets another great start. He's going to dive down low from the field, keeping tidy behind him. I don't think they can. I show a crash already. Yellow flag is out. It's going to be Greg Snellbaker involved. Snellbaker, the 50 machine, way out there by himself. I think he was trying to catch up to the pack and gets a little bit loose and spins it around at the start-finish line straight and unable to complete a lap here. So I think Snellbaker might have been a lucky dog, perhaps, and unfortunately just not able to hold on to it with those fresh tires. Cautions breed cautions. Every time we stack this field back up together, it gets more exciting for everybody, not necessarily in a good way. As we bring out our 6th caution of the night. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, you got about 19 drivers on the lead lap. So out of 36 that started the race, 19 remain on the lead lap. A lot of drivers still one lap down, so you can see a bunch of guys battling for that lucky dog spot. Just as we say that, you see the lucky dog, I think that's Bruce Pearson. It is Bruce Pearson 22 machine flying around the outside. He's going to get his lap back. These competitors are able to get at least a couple laps on the tires, or really one in some warm-up laps. Caution laps, I should say. So we'll hopefully try and keep some heat in these things. That way we don't see that loose problem coming out of 4. We've seen it several times tonight. Drivers are used to going around, so with 50, 60% traction available, you come out on fresh tires and actually get lit up, and next thing you know, you're spinning around and you're on the sponsored slow-mo instant replay. So Christopher Heller, Brandon Barkuski, they're both getting love from all of our fans at home and in the grandstands. They're running 2nd and 3rd tonight. Doing a fantastic job managing to survive and keep it up there so far. I'm sure these drivers are anxious to keep it going, maybe get some green flag laps and avoid the carnage behind them. We've got about 36 laps to go. Still anybody's guess. Eckert's been dominant tonight, but Heller, Barkuski, Silvers, Rogers, Carrington all been charging very, very hard. Good, clean racing among those top 5. We're going to re-rack them and get ready to send them flying at Phoenix. The 20 cars in the lead lap as Bruce Pearson got his lap back. Here we go. Johnny Eggert's been getting great starts all night long. Can the number 90 machine keep consistent and have what it takes? Or things about to get a lot dicier up front. There they go. Eckert with another great launch. Heller's going to be on the inside. Barkuski, he's running up the inside as well. They're going to get by James Silvers. 17 machine. Silver's not willing to give it back. He's going to dive the inside. Him and Barkuski touch bad. Silver's going to go to the apron to try and avoid the carnage. I don't think that's going to be a penalty. No position gained. It was an avoidance move. We'll see if race control has anything different to say, but good job for those guys holding on to it there. Oh no, a big crash. That's Patrick Hernandez with a big hard hit. Robert Matthewson Jr. involved. Davis Warren involved. David Westergreen. That was absolutely massive. Let's see if we can get a replay on that. Ryan Perkins. Oh, no. That's the big one in Phoenix. So Patrick Hernandez, he's the number 19 machine. Let's see what happens here. Run on the inside, kind of all by himself. The number 7 in front of him gets a little bit loose. But so far, so good. Oh, no, too much slip angle, I think. He gets loose, tries to hold on to it, and just gets drilled by the 77. Puts the number 19 into the wall very, very hard. Patrick Hernandez. Hernandez locks it up, but nowhere to go for the cars behind him. And it just goes from bad to worse. Andrew Neri dives down the inside. He gets through. Kai Demarest, he gets down the inside. It turns into an absolute parking lot here, as poor Hernandez can't do anything but pray. There's Ryan Perkins on the right side of your screen. He locks it up. And the 26 gets involved as well. I'm not quite sure how that happened. I mean, I have a rough idea. Everybody crashed, but we're going to watch Shane Gentry's point of view, see if we can figure out what happened to him. He's involved pretty heavy. So watch Shane Gentry in the middle of your screen, the 26 machine. He dives to get out of traffic, but just can't do it, and there's an absolute parking lot at Phoenix Raceway. Well, that was exciting. We can do one more here. We're gonna get to one more point of view before we go live. So we're on board Mr. Thiel and the 01 machine. We lost. There he goes, Thiel. Thiel still gets collected, tries to Days and Thunder, but that gives you an idea of how bad that was. There's cars strewn everywhere. So that's got to be the big one for the night. Several fast cars involved. Hate to see it. Several cars were able to eke through that, but just barely as we bring out our 7th caution. Johnny Eckert, Christopher Heller, they're glad to still be out front. Barkuski, he's in 3rd. All of these guys just very appreciative not to be involved in any of the carnage behind them. Most of the time, these guys don't want the field to stack back up. They want to get good runs and stretched away, but at this point, they may just be happy not to have to go through lap traffic again. Still about 17 drivers, 18 drivers on the lead lap. There you see David Westergreen leaving the pit so he can stay on the lap. He should be just in front of the pace car out of frame here. Race Control got to be having a busy night tonight. I'm not sure if they're doing a single file restart here. It kind of looks like they are. They are. It will be a single file restart as we get ready in Phoenix. So Race Control has deemed the drivers unsafe to do a double file. They're going to have to do at least one clean lap before they're allowed to go double file again. But Johnny Eckert's out front. Christopher Heller, Brandon Barkuski. That's your top 3. Casey Carrington, he's in 4th. He wants a piece of it. James Silver, the 17 machine, he wants up there as well. Spencer Dewsbury, one of our top 5 drivers, he was involved in all that shenanigans. He's down to 10th place right now. But it looks like we are able to get one single green flag lap out of this so far, so well done to the guys. Maybe single file was the ticket. Here comes Heller all over the back door of Eckert. Yellow flag is out. Looks like Curtis Martin's going to be involved in it. Josh Mayhew. So Curtis Martin in the 04, he gets to the wall. He gets helped around hard, hard, hard. Goes back in the racetrack. Jesus. Oh, that's not good. So let's watch Josh Mayhew's point of view. Ooh! Who was that? Was that the 97, I think? You can hear how just damaged that car is. Let's try once more, see if we can see who was involved in that. So we're on board with Curtis Martin in the 04 machine, but who is that right behind him? Enhance. Is that, it shows 97. But we don't see a 97 on live timing and scoring. Which is very, very odd. Yeah, it shows 97, but we don't have a 97 on live time and scoring, so somebody might not be running the right paint scheme. Oh, no, it is. It's Dennis Weeks Jr. So let's see what happens here that causes this calamity. So the 04 machine gets into the wall just a little bit. And then just, poor Dennis Weeks Jr., I don't think really had any place to go there. So another big, hard crash here at Phoenix. As that brings out our 8th caution of the night. So the numbers are averaging back towards quick runs. Daytona, the average was 8.3 laps per caution. Phoenix started off strong, had a couple cautions with some really good green flag runs. And every time we restack this field, calamity ensues. About 17 drivers on the lead lap. We've lost a lot of good men out there, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of big, big crashes tonight. We're going to get re-racking them. I think they will go double file for this restart. We're not on comms and race control, but generally if you can make it a full clean lap without an incident, you are allowed to go back to double file starts. Not sure if that's the case here, or they're going to keep them single file, trying to calm things down just a little bit. But it's still going to be Eckert, Heller, Barkowski. That's your top 3. Casey Carrington's in 4th, James Silver's in 5th, Zach Rogers 6th. Michael Vandermeet will be in 7th, Alex Penn 8th, Kyle Hall 9th, and Spencer Dewsbury, our fast Canadian, he's going to round it out for your top 10. 25 laps left to go, ladies and gentlemen. We're rooting for our favorite drivers, hoping we can do it on a green flag run, but not overly optimistic based on what we've seen so far. As that iRacing pace car makes its way around, that guy is salary, so he's getting his money's worth. And look at the 25 machine getting a pushing the cone around the track. So it looks like he did get it off. We were trying to get a camera angle of that one. as he made it almost the entire way around the racetrack with the cone on there. Very impressive. We're going to get ready in our All-American ARCA sponsored chopper view. And we're going to go racing here with 24 to go at the line. Next time by, it looks like they might be forming up for double file. It's hard to tell. Are they going to be stuck running single file due to shenanigans? So it's looking to me like it will be single file. So it seems to me the top 5 to 10 have been running very clean, very race. You don't see many accidents caused by negligence and a little bit of driver error. I think part of it might be drivers not giving each other a little bit more space, especially as they don't really know each other yet. Only the second race of the season. Everybody's still working it out, seeing who they can push hard, who they can trust to run side by side. Maybe the single file restarts will help with that just a little bit. It's going to be 22 to go as they cross the line for this single file race start. Pace car is about to come in. All eyes are on Eckert. He's been getting great launches when they're 2x2, much less when they're one single file. So Eckert's going to slow down just a little bit, maybe stack the field up. Wait for the pace car to come into pit road, make it all the way 4 tires. And then he's going to hit that accelerator. And away they go. Eckert did stack the field a little bit behind him. It's making it tough for the number 17 machine, James Silvers. He's trying to get a run on Casey Carrington. Well, let's watch Silvers here. Silvers, the man on the mission, number 17. He's going to dive down low, see if he can make it stick. He should be able to clear Carrington going into this. But here comes Zach Rogers in the 16 machine. He wants a piece of it too. As they go side by side through 3 and 4, they're 2 rows deep, 3 or 4 rows back. 21 laps to go. These guys are pushing hard. Here comes the 25 machine, Brandon Barkuski. He's diving down low on James Silvers. He wants to make a pass. Barkuski using the limit of that dog leg line that he is allowed to use. They almost go 3 wide. Hold on to it, gentlemen. That's number 16, Zach Rogers. He's pressing the issue. He's behind Barkuski. Barkuski chasing down Silvers. This is your battle for third. Silvers is getting a pretty good run so far. These guys behind him, Barkuski, Rogers, Carrington, they're going to slow the pace down just a little bit battling. That's going to allow Michael Vandermeer to get up there in the mix as well. As it looks like Silvers has internet problems. He has a huge blink. Disappears for a moment. Race control will keep an eye on that. If it becomes an issue, he may be awarded an EOL or told to park it. So let's hope Silvers can hold on to that thing. Man, your battle for 4th and 5th really shaping up. You've got Silvers and Barkuski, they're single file. Casey Carrington, Zach Rogers side by side. Michael Vandermeer, Kyle Hall, he's getting in the mix of it. So every time these guys are battling for that 3rd and 4th spot, it slows down the field just enough behind them. We're getting an influx of drivers really getting up there quickly. Oh, Carrington looks to the inside, doesn't realize that he can't quite make it fix. Blows up the car quite a bit on the brakes. Look at Vandermeer. Vandermeer's going to dive down the inside. Can he get clear of Zach Rogers? Looks like he might, but you got to be very careful on the accelerator right there as they're all going 2 wide, coming out of the start-finish line straight. 3 rows deep. They're going to dive it deep into 1. Barkuski's going to get pushed outside. It's going to be Michael Vandermeer trying to gain a spot there as well. Now it's Vandermeer's turn. He's going to drive down the inside of Barkuski and try and catch up to Carrington in front of him. This is very dicey where these guys are at right now. Vandermeer's had great pace. He's up 3 spots at the original starting point. He's got Casey Carrington in his crosshairs. As this field keeps shuffling back and forth, trying to get some ground here. 16 laps to go. It'll be 15 at the line. Still anybody's guess what's going to happen. Like Markuski and Rogers still going side by side, trying to see where they're going to settle at. A little bit of side-by-side action as well. So this time it's Zach Rogers. He's on the inside. Markuski's going to drop low. Alex Pinto, he sees a moment of opportunity. He sees one of these cars getting pushed wide every corner. He goes, all right, if I just stay close, I can follow the first guy on the inside. We'll make a 2-for-1 here. Oh, I love that camera angle. Let you know how fast these guys are. They're hitting about 115, 120 going into turn 1. Up to 150, my apologies. A lot of time he didn't update the track speed on that. So 155 miles an hour on this relatively short track. Let you guys know they're putting down the maximum amount of power they possibly can. There's Alex Penn we talked about not too long ago. He's working on Kyle Hall in front of the 87 machine. Let's take it back out front, though. Johnny Eckert, Christopher Heller right by each other. Heller just kind of watching and waiting, seeing if Eckert's got any weak spots. He's happy following him around. He's got 13 laps to go. So right now he's just kind of measuring up Eckert, seeing where he's good at, seeing where he might like to push wide at. As a last resort, deciding himself, if I'm going to do a bump and run these last few laps, where's it going to be at? So all these guys, very clean racers. Eckert, our current points leader. And then Heller. This is his season debut so far in the 18 machine. So Heller has all the points to gain and nothing to lose. We're going to see him pushing very, very hard. As they come into lap traffic, which always makes it exciting. We're the lead pack battling hard for position. This is your battle for first. It's going to be 10 laps to go at the line. But will lap traffic come into play, or will they yield the high line and let these racers by? That's the number 66. You got Devin Scroggins right in front of them, as well as the number 32 machine. That's Zachary Nunberger. Lap cars are going to yield the high lines. A major applause to those gentlemen. They don't want to ruin a good race. We appreciate those guys more than they'll ever know. There is no mandatory let them by rule in any oval racing. There's a gentleman's agreement to try and give them the preferred line if possible. That being said, if you've got your own race going on, be it for second or it could be for 19th, it doesn't matter. Everybody's out here for points. The leaders cannot expect you to make way for them if you're battling for your own spot. Got more lap traffic coming into play. That's going to be Ryan Perkins, the number 8 machine. Perkins is a bunch of laps down, 15, 16 laps down, so he's getting out of the way. No amount of lucky dogs is going to help. He's got 8 laps to go, so well done to him. He's out there still circulating, trying to score some points. It is a team point system, so he's doing his best to stay out there. Looks like Eckert was able to get a little bit of a gap, though, as they navigate lap traffic. Can Heller reel him in with 8 laps to go? Eckert was about 3/10 faster that last time by, but that could be because of lap traffic. So now it's all eyes on Heller. Can he reel in Eckert? Can he get that pass for first? But not a lot of time left to do it. 7 laps to go. It's going to be 6 at the line. Let's look at that live time and then scoring. See what the lap times look like. Does Heller have anything left in reserve? Can he hammer down and bring it home? That last time by, he shows us 1/10 off. So Eckert improves that gap a little bit. He raises up to 0.6 seconds. Eckert knows it's time to go, go, go. 6 laps to go. Eckert wants the points. If Heller can finish second tonight, still huge. James Silver's in third, also great for points. So none of these drivers have much to lose if they can just finish where they're at. Silvers, I don't believe, put down any points for Daytona either. So second and third place will be their first points on the board, which would be absolutely fantastic for these drivers. Get them back in the points championship. We're going to take it back to this absolute stacked field of drivers. You see James Silver's at the top of your screen. That's the number 17. He's riding for third. Behind him, Casey Carrington fourth. Michael Vandermeed fifth. Zach Rogers sixth. Brendan Barkuski in seventh. A massive, massive stack of very talented drivers. With 4 laps to go, time is running out. Carrington's going to do his best to just hold off where he's at. He's running about the same pace as James Silver's in front of him. But Michael Vandermeed behind. These guys are all putting down almost identical lap times right now. It's who stayed a little bit tired in reserve. Was it Carrington? Can he reel up the Silvers? Does Vandermeed have what it takes? He looks to the inside. Where Zach Rogers, he's been a hard pusher all night. Can he try and get by Vandermeed and Carrington in one go? 3 laps to go. Eckert still has over a second gap to Christopher Heller in second. James Silvers, he's at the bottom of your screen. That's third place. This is the battle for fourth shaping up behind him. Two laps to go. It's going to be one at the line. I don't think Vandermeed has the pace. Rogers looks like he wants to get by Vandermeed, but not quite able to make it happen. Silvers again with big blinks. Look at the number 16 machine, though. Zach Rogers, he's all over the number 7 Vandermeed. He wants those points. He wants the 5th place. White flag is out. We've got passes going on from here to 11th place. Andrew Gennari just made a move on Justin Ray for 11. Dewsbury passes Alex Penn for 9. There's Johnny Eckert. He's going to bring it home in first. Well done to Eckert. Christopher Heller's going to bring home second. Silver's going to hold on to third. It looks like here comes Carrington trying to get a run. Isn't going to have it. Carrington almost gets run over from Vandermeed. He's going to be chased down by Zach Rogers and Brandon Barkuski. Absolute fantastic driving tonight from these top 10 cars. Hard charger tonight is going to be Greg Snellbaker. Snellbaker rides, we pan to him, gets a little bit of a wall touch. Snellbaker finished 20th spot tonight, and he is up 16 positions. So well done to Snellbaker from Dover. That's a great run. We're very glad to see it. But let's take it back to race winner Johnny Eckert, who is going to burn it down here at Phoenix. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear it. Your race winner, Johnny Eckert. Well done to all of these drivers. Great clean racing. Very glad to see it. We're going to watch Eckert burn it down maybe once more. No, they're going to pose. So great racing from all of our drivers. Always love to see it. Those good, clean green flag runs is what we're here to see. We're going to pull up your unofficial results. There we go. That's going to be Johnny Eckert up front. Christopher Heller second. James Silvers third. Casey Carrington fourth. Michael Vandermeed will be fifth. Zach Rogers sixth. Brandon Barkuski in seventh. Kyle Hall eighth. Spencer Dewsbury in ninth. Alex Penn 10th. Andrew Neri 11th. Justin Ray 12th. Cody McCorkle in 13th. Dennis Weeks Jr. in 14th. Bruce Pearson in 15th. David Westergreen in 16th, Josh Thompson 17th, Shane Gentry in 18th will round out the front of your field. We're going to get these drivers ready for their post-race interview. Johnny Eckert absolutely smoking the tires, well deserved. We're going to see if we can edit this channel so we can get a few more drivers into the waiting room here. All right, up first we're gonna have your third place finisher, James Silvers, bringing home third. Silvers, do you read me?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Hey, man, you did an absolute fantastic job tonight. You're up 6 spots, brought it home in third. How are you feeling after that grueling race here at Phoenix?
Well, man, I ain't gonna lie. That was a really, really long race, man. It wore me out. I'm telling you, though. Them long runs, though, I wish we could have got more of them long runs, man, because the 90 car, Johnny Eckert, I'm telling you right now, he was on rails, man. That car was on rails all night. There ain't no way that any of us could catch him. I mean, the 18 was close, but he was just good on the long run and the short run, man. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah, as these runs developed, how hard was it to get these ARCA Menard cars around this racetrack as your front right became a little bit worn down and just kind of smoked?
Yeah, it's learning to stay in the right line when you need to stay in the right line and saving as hard as you need to save and let people pass. A lot of people don't understand. I mean, they try to drive hard, just let them drive hard and let them get by you because they'll wear their tires out. In about 10 laps, you'll be right back up there. But other than that, tonight, I really thought tonight was a really good race for me and Michael both because Michael, he spun out early in the race for Cornerstone Motorsports, but he found his way back up in the fifth. And, I mean, hell, third and fifth, you can't beat that.
Yeah, great job for Cornerstone Motorsports. Silvers, before we let you go, anybody you want to thank tonight?
Yes, sir. I want to thank everybody that's watching. Anybody in Waynesville and North Carolina, I appreciate y'all watching tonight because we put on a hell of a show.
Well, that's your third place finisher, Mr. Silvers. Always a pleasure. We hope to see you up here next week.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, up next, you've got second place, Christopher Heller. Chris, do you read me?
I got you, man. What's up?
Chris, great run tonight. Finished second. Scored some much-needed points. I didn't see you on previous results. Am I missing it, or is this your season debut?
This would be my season debut. Last week I was on vacation, so I told Kyle and the guys, the owners of the league, that I'll still pay my $10 to join the league and support Kyle because Kyle's one of my buddies in another league. But I had to miss the season debut because I was on vacation.
Well, man, you did a great job for a season debut. You brought it up in second with a relatively clean car. How did things go from your point of view tonight?
I mean, it went pretty clean. I mean, as soon as I got past my teammate Brandon, I mean, I was just stuck in second. I couldn't catch Johnny to save my life.
Yeah, looked like you had the pace for a little bit, and I think Eckert just kind of left a little bit of reserve, and next thing you know, he was hammering down.
Yeah, I was just doing everything I could just to even keep up with him. But he was just way faster than everyone else in the field tonight.
Now, Heller, next week we go to Auto Club Speedway. Is that a track you're pretty comfortable at, or are you just trial by fire? We'll see what happens when we get there.
I'm pretty decent about all the tracks on the circuit. I'd actually say Phoenix is actually one of my below average tracks, so to even finish second, it's pretty happy about that.
Well, good to see it. We hope to see you more often. And before I let you go, Chris, anybody you want to thank that might be watching at home or in the grandstands?
Yeah, I'll thank my parents for watching. I'll thank Brandon, my teammate. I kind of got into him earlier on in the race and kind of feel bad about that, but we overcame that, and I ended up getting second. I don't know exactly where he finished, but we still both ran pretty good tonight, so that didn't really hurt our results at all. Yeah, that'd be it.
Well, Chris, great seeing you. We hope to see you up on the podium again next week, sir.
Yep, thank you, man.
All right, up next, man of the hour. He makes it 2 in a row, first Daytona, then he tames Phoenix, Johnny Eckert. Johnny, do you read me?
Yes, hello. Woohoo!
Yeah, get hyped, Johnny. You did it, man. 2 in a row, you survived. You got some much-needed points for Outlaw Racing, extending y'all's lead. I mean, how did it go, man? It looked like a pretty dominant performance start to finish.
Yeah, I am utterly amazed. Honestly, I'm surprised because I typically am not the most consistent driver, but tonight was probably one of my best races like that I've ever put together start to finish. I I I didn't feel I felt like I had speed, but I didn't think I had pole speed first off. And to do that was a total surprise to me. And then just having the consistency and the awareness to make sure that I kept on top of my tires throughout a full race for once. I mean, we had sections where we had a couple cautions, but those long runs was really where I excelled the most. I was pulling on second place, whoever was in second, quite consistently. It may not have been like 2-3 tenths every lap, but those couple hundredths here and there, and then getting through lap traffic. Had a couple sketchy moments, scared me quite a few times, but to get through it and to be in a position on that last restart. I mean, those last 30 some odd laps were the most nerve-wracking laps that I've ever experienced because I so desperately wanted to finish this off.
Yeah, you did a great job. I mean, we don't want to detract from your victory at Daytona, but I think everybody can agree that was a large portion of luck as well as we saw all the crashes that developed that run. But tonight, man, you kept it out front. You did a great job start to finish. How did the car feel as that run developed? I know you were trying to save tires a little bit. Did it work out to your advantage, or was it just not a whole lot of fun to drive towards the end?
Well, over the long run, I didn't feel much of a difference. I knew I was wearing my right front a little bit more than my right rear, even though it was a relatively loose setup. I had using my brake bias a little bit just to manage it, but yeah, I started to notice that when I would start to lose time to whoever was behind me, that I had to just adjust my line just a little bit because I would tend to uh, dive into the corner a little bit too much or drive in too hard, and then start to slowly back off of it again, and that's where I found my time back up. I guess I pushed a lot, I put a lot of pressure on the right front, and then started in backing it off, backing it up a little bit, put it back on the right rear. So I have a feeling that may have helped in balance. Not necessarily wearing one tire too much, but as the run went on, it just felt like it was getting better and better. I really enjoyed that near end of run feel in the car. The tires weren't wearing all that much, but I was having good consistency and I was staying on top of it pretty well. So I didn't really think that there was anything to worry about necessarily. But my biggest concern again was getting through lap traffic because there were times when I caught cars that were two pushing three wide, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to get through them cleanly. But for the most part, those lap cars did a very good job of being aware of where I was at and trying to account for me. So I appreciate that from them as well.
Yeah, nothing but respect from among the fellow competitors. That's what makes this league so special. You get 35, 36 of some of the best ARCA racers out there, and everybody's battling hard from first to 36. Everybody keeps pushing, trying to gain a spot. Eckert, I know YouTube and all the other chats were going wild in this. Anybody you want to thank at home? Any sponsors, friends, family before we let you go?
Yeah. Well, I forgot to mention last time when I won at Daytona that it was also my mom's birthday, so I wanted to wish her back then a happy birthday, but I was too excited about that last lap chaos that actually got me the win. But yeah, so I also want to thank my Outlaw Racing teammates, Dennis Weeks, Robert Hill, who wasn't able to come out today, but he was hyping us all up before the race and getting us excited for what we were about to do. And David Westergreen, they DJ and David had rough nights, but they came down. They ultimately had pretty decent finishes considering everything they went through. Shout out to Cody McCorkle and Davis Warren, who were hanging out with us tonight and working with us a little bit. And yeah, it's also June is Alzheimer's Awareness Month, so go take care of yourself and make sure you check out what they're doing because it's some really important work. So Thank you for the broadcast. Thank you for all you do, and to the admins for doing such a good job. And 2 weeks into the season, it's quite incredible what's going on here, and it's awesome, really, really awesome.
Well, Ecker, we're very glad to hear you up here again 2 weeks in a row. We can hear the excitement in your voice. Go relax with the team party. You earned it, my friend.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting.
All right, that's your race winner, Johnny Eckert. Make some noise. 2 in a row at Charlotte. Does a fantastic job. That's going to bring us home here at Phoenix Raceway, round 2 of the All-American ARCA Series. We'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. We're at Las Vegas. No, excuse me, the California 200 at Auto Club Speedway Oval. 100 laps around the tricky circuit. On behalf of Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, the All-American ARCA Series, I'm James East. We are always glad to have you guys here every week. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. We'll see you next